Hi everyone, you're welcome to Floke's Den. My name is Afolake. Good to have you join me on today's vlog. If you're seeing this video for the very first time, do well to hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notification bell so you receive notification whenever I post a new video, which I do every week. On this channel, I share tips and information that new and aspiring immigrants need to take handy for them as they want to take that step of faith into moving into a new land. It's a new land, so it's important for everyone to take note of some key things before you take that step. I also share information about what to look forward to in Saskatoon. That's where I'm filming from right now. And then just to make settlement easy, seamless, and faster for as many that desire to move into this part of the town. So if this sounds like what you're interested in hearing more about, do stick around and keep watching. Whenever you're doing anything that you've never done before, it means you're doing it newly for the very first time. Whether you're trying out a new recipe, or you're meeting new people, you're trying to immigrate into a new land, or you're even trying to, study a new course in a tertiary or in an institution at that. It means you're trying new things. Everything becomes new, and that's a common thing amongst all the things that I've listed here. So moving into a new country is also a new thing. I shared in my previous videos some key things that new immigrants need to look forward to when they are planning on moving into a new country. I spoke about new immigrant first steps that they need to know when they move into a new land. I also spoke about 8 mistakes that new immigrants should avoid when they move into a new land. I also spoke about the pros and cons of moving into a new land. So I know that you want to check this out. So I'm going to link it up here, put it in the description box so you have enough time to go through those videos and pick 1 or 2 things for yourself. When you arrive into a new land, there's what we call a culture shock. And this is because you're trying to adapt into a new culture, a new terrain, what you are not used to. And this could give you so much concern and sometimes make you homesick. But not to worry, these are things that we all have gone through. It's new for you, it's a new country, and that's why all of this will come into play. The good news is that this is only temporary. You don't have to move into a new country to realize this, of course. But there's something about moving into a new country from your home country with just a suitcase in your hand, which is an experience that goes far beyond what you own, but what you do with your life. Starting over is about new experiences. So let's talk about what is so great about moving abroad and starting over again. Are we really starting over again? Let's find out, guys. I have 6 talking points for this particular topic. And the first one is that moving abroad takes you out of your comfort zone. You've taken that decision to move abroad. Then you're moving into somewhere new, totally different. You might have visited on holiday, maybe once or twice in a year, vacation. You might never have been there before. But look, there's an experience about you moving away from that comfort zone that you already know as a place of abode, your country, you were comfortable there, to an unknown place. Even if you were visiting on holiday, you just have minimum places to visit. But right now, it's going to be a place where you now reside. So it's a totally different ballgame. You are coming to a culture that is different from yours, whereby you have to adapt. You don't have a choice. For you to be able to be comfortable in that place, you have to just adapt to that culture. You now begin to learn the culture. You now try out their food in more details now, not when you come on holiday. You understand the network of the roads or the streets. You begin to know things in details, and that's the way that will make you comfortable, because you need to get to be comfortable in this new place, because now you've left your old comfort zone. You have a new place that you must make a comfort zone. It becomes like an adventure to you, unlike the locals or people that reside there that know the terrain. You now have things on your to-do list, like on a daily basis, that you need to figure out. You become challenged. You start looking for ways to do things easier, faster, better, because you are now out of your comfort zone. You now become somebody that knows like nothing. So that's what moving abroad does to new immigrants. Bottom line is that, look, as you get challenged, it becomes obvious what you're capable of doing. Because if you still don't try out new things, how would you know that you can do other things, right? Because in your home country, you're just comfortable, you know where to get gas, you know where to get groceries, you just breeze in and out. In 1 minute, you are done with X, Y, and Z. But now you're spending more time to be able to find things out. Maybe you want to get groceries at a cheaper rate. You have to do more research, or you have to spend time to find out, to be able to know which store it's cheaper for you to purchase items from. And the same way with schooling. You already know the school your kids go to, but right now you need to find out. Even though it's free, guys, you still want a good school. You still want a school that your children will be able to settle in appropriately. So all of these things are away from your usual comfort zone, and you just have to challenge yourself and take that extra step to make yourself comfortable by understanding the culture, the beliefs, the roads, the food, the everything about people around you in this new place. My second point will be, starting a new life in a new country is great for your social skills. So, for instance, you've moved into this new country, you have to now start making friends. You have to start networking. You have to connect with other people and see if you could actually be friends and keep that connection going. It's really difficult and challenging, guys. We've grown as old as we have become from our home country, knowing the people that we grew up with, understanding everything about one another. But now, as grown, move into a new country, it's almost as you're starting again, building this friendship. Somebody else that has his own beliefs, his standards, and his do's and don'ts, and then you begin to see how you can work together and be friends. Sometimes it can be challenging, but this is where you have found yourself, and that is why it's a good opportunity for you to build these social skills. It's good to start again. It's good to meet new people. It's good to network. Sometimes the way to start is that your neighborhood, people you meet on the street, people that actually live in those places that you move to, are very curious about new people that just moved in. They know when they see you that you are new. They know that new people have moved into this particular apartment or new area, or the children are coming to this school. So it's just good for you to open up and be intentional about these relationships. Try to understand people. You can start with a hello. You can start with where you're from. You can start with the school your children go to. Talk about your country. Talk about your background, and then begin to build relationships like that. You never know where these social skills will take you to, especially when sometimes some people start discussing about their career path, and somebody just mentions that, oh, I know a new kid that just moved into the next block. He's an architect, and I know that he'll be interested in this work. So don't keep to yourself. I know it's sometimes difficult. You can feel lonely. You can feel that nobody understands you, but you just need to open up and then try to be able to understand other people, so that they too can know that you are open to receive them as well. Number 3 item is that moving abroad teaches you to question the status quo. There's really nothing that you can't challenge or contest. From table manners to hygiene, people have their cultural beliefs. What they do might be different from what you do from your own belief system. So you can challenge, but you must respect what beliefs everybody comes from. Every culture has its clear and distinct things that is acceptable here or there. You have yours, other people have theirs, and sometimes there's a clash of opinion because of some people's do's and don'ts that does not resonate with your own cultural or belief system. But it's important for you to accept people the way they are. As much as you're questioning or contesting the status quo, some things are relative and you can just but let it lie. Other things that may cause clash of viewpoints will be how, for instance, the government gives so much power or regard to women in this part of the world, unlike our own country. Yeah, men are the head, but here women are so recognized and given that due acknowledgement. You might also consider how the government here has made education so free for children to attend school because they value education. Unlike other countries whereby you must be rich, in fact, you must have money, especially when you have to take your children to a private school for them to learn. You will be paying a lot of money for that. But that's not the case here. Other places, children are still out of school. There are still children that are moving around the streets without education. But here, as an advanced country, government has made it a priority for children to be educated up to grade 12. And this is, things that it makes you question status quo from your own country, why this is not the case. So as I get surrounded by, people, culture differences, it has helped me to also broaden my perspective by how I think with the status quo in my own country, and then looking at things differently now that I'm in a developed country like Canada. So it will help you, and that's what moving into a new country does. Sometimes we are just fixated by the things we know or the things we are brought up with, the things we understand because of our belief system or because of how long we have stayed in this particular place. But when we move to another country, then things come to us with a fresh eye. Things come to us in a different perspective. We see and accept things differently. We are not just fixed on a particular viewpoint, but it helps us to be diverse in our arguments. It helps us to look at things differently, and that's what moving to a new country does to us. It is priceless. My number 4 point is that when you move abroad, you understand that material possession does not equal happiness. Africans and Nigerians that amass wealth and feel that they amass wealth for power, they amass wealth for happiness, they are soon to realize when they move into Canada or developed countries that this is not equal to happiness. By the time you even start the journey and you just pick a few suitcases, you have left your house, you have left your cars, you have left, guys, keep counting, everything that you have in your home country, because you can't move with them. It goes to show you that, look, it is not those possessions that make you happy. I cherish pictures that people share, especially when I'm looking at old pictures and moments that we had in the past, little gifts and even phone calls. And I see that those are moments that are so cherished more than having a luxurious home or even riding an expensive car for me to crave this happiness, because all of these other things do not last. They will fade away. So it's so much joy for me moving into a new country and then with a different perspective understand what true happiness really is. When you're in a new country, you have opportunity to experience new cuisines. You talk to people from diverse culture. These are new experiences. These are not monetary things that you can quantify. But look, they are experiences that will outlive you. They are things that you will cherish for so much, and they will crave so much of happiness within you that money cannot buy. So these unique experiences enrich and remain with you for a lifetime. That's what is most important for you as you move into a new country, so that you begin to change that mindset that you must have a luxurious home. It is good, but it does not equal happiness. And for people that would want by all means to have some things that they feel, until I have these things, I can't be happy, they begin to see things in a different limelight. Because you can even live in an apartment, you can live in a condo, you can live, and you still get all these basic things that everybody else has to live a normal life. Number 5 thing is that when you move to a new land, anything is possible. Anything. It's like they say, think it, or imagine it, and it becomes a reality. It's so difficult for you to think in your home country if you are from where I'm from. Spare me, I say this a lot. But you're just clogged with so many things that will not just help you to think ahead or to have a clear thought of the things that you can even do. In my home country, you are like your own mini government. You cater for your security, you cater for your electricity, you cater for, excuse me. And those will not help you to have developmental thoughts even in you. But as you move here, you have serenity of environment. You are not the one providing electricity for yourself. You are not the one making sure that you have water running from your tap. You are not, taking some things off the government as if you are the one in charge. Then you can have opportunity to think of more important things for your life and career. And that's what moving abroad means here. It helps you to achieve more. It helps you to think ahead or think outside the box and see what other things that you can do with your life. So that means things can be possible when you think outside the box. You have the ability to birth new ideas. You have your minds are refreshed, and then you can see things from a different perspective. For instance, students that want to study in their home country, whereby they are limited by the course of study that are there because of lack of amenities or even some facilities that would help them to be able to achieve that feat. But as soon as they move abroad, to Canada for instance, they can have courses like aeronautic engineering, or they can have robotics, whereby it's so difficult even in their countries to study some really unique courses like this. So here lies the beginning of great possibilities. You have that opportunity given to you, and then it's for you to run with. You have the ability to ensure that these things that you dream about comes to reality. It's easy, guys, and this can only be achieved in a developing or a developed country like Canada. My number 6 point will be that moving into a new country totally changes you. You've moved into a new country, you're birthing new ideas, you're experiencing new cultural differences, trying to learn those cultures, adapting into the workforce, understanding or accepting the cuisines or the culture of other people, understanding where people are from, and appreciating what they bring from their various cultures. This changes your life. This makes you a different person. You become broader in your way of thought. You understand things in better perspective. Then you don't get fixated based on do's and don'ts of some things because you know better now. One thing you must recognize is that you won't have a perfect life. Nothing is perfect in life. Things will keep evolving as you begin to get settled into this new country. But based on your wealth of understanding and knowledge, you will find out that you have grown. You have learned so much by appreciating other places, other culture, even the environment that you find yourself in. It becomes a thing of pride to you, and then you see that you have actually changed. Part of the change that you will notice, especially for our young children when they move into this place, is that they begin to change the way they speak. I know this might not be intentional for them, but they now have more people that speak that way. So it's an unconscious change for them, and I know that it's also difficult for them changing. And then you see that even lifestyle for them begin to change. So for parents that are also fixated in a particular way of raising their children, or feel that you must not copy the way the children abroad are being raised, you must understand the fine lines and pick what is acceptable from what is not acceptable. Don't totally say don't behave like this. Don't totally say a total no to them when things are revolving around their life, because it's also challenging for them. It's a new life for them. It's a new beginning for them. They are also trying to adapt. They are also trying to fit in it's difficult. It's not only adults that are fitting it, it's a struggle for children as well. And for them, it's even worse because they are so young, they can always be molded here and there. We as adults, we already have our mindset, like we said, a little bit of changes here, and that's why we question or challenge that status quo. But it's still a bit of change that still goes on with us. Maybe our tongue might not change, but sometimes the way we relate, even when we speak to other immigrants or people from diverse culture, we speak differently as well. So that's talking about speaking. But even in association, we begin to dress like them. I know in our culture back at home, we love our African prints. We love it. I also love it. I have a couple of them that I brought with me as well. I still wear them. You're limited to where you can wear them to. So you can casually wear them on weekends, or maybe you're going to church, or you have an event or a gathering. But we also rep our culture. And more importantly, because of the weather here, you can't wear some of our attires all year round. So there are so many adaptations that has to go on, from children to adults, and everybody is changing. On a final note, living abroad truly changes you for the better. At least I can testify to that for the few years I've moved here. And if you still are in doubt, you can always move back to your home country. I know people have moved abroad. Some say because of their children, for better education. Some different reasons, maybe for job. But at a particular point in your life or career, you feel that you've just had what you have come here, or you have achieved what you have come here for, and you feel you want to retire, you want to just move back to your country. By all means, you can. And for those that even move back, they don't move back because they had regrets. They don't move back because they feel that they are questioning why they moved in the first place. Most people actually have good tales to tell that they have truly been enriched because they moved. Lives will indeed change for the better. That's the truth. Your life, even if it's your health. I know back at home, health-wise, oh my God, people are challenged in their home country because of how high medical assistance has been in their country. But when they move abroad, it's easy, at least to start off with. Support from the government is easy with your health card. At least you get those basic healthcare needs that you deserve, and then you're not totally spending out of pocket, except for some particular medical needs. But when you move abroad and you have this taken care of, tell me if you have not been enriched. Tell me if you have not been enriched. So you have changed. You probably have a better quality of life when you move abroad, because the weather, the environment, there's no air pollution. Life is indeed better. You probably would have had a short life if you were living in your country. Things could just have happened differently. But this is just to show you that when you move abroad, you are truly and really enriched. Your life has indeed changed, and you'll be grateful that you took that step to move. So, like I will always say, if you still plan to move abroad, consider the benefits, be open-minded, do your research, and then make a decision on what your next steps will be. But I can assure you that your life will be better for it. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If this has encouraged you to consider your chances of moving into a new country, do hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get notified when I post videos anytime I post. Thank you so much, and see you again in another vlog. Bye.